Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Occult Think Tank. My name is Greg. In today's program, I am going to be talking about the Dulce Base in New Mexico, otherwise known as Dreamland, or Area 51. Before I get into this, I do want to give a bit of a disclaimer that some of what is going to be mentioned and talked about in this program is extremely disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. The first picture you're seeing is one that I found. I don't know the date on this one, but it is states with major military installations, or what would be termed DUMBs, deep underground military bases. But this picture does not give really the good overview of what planet-wise we're looking at. This is, and I don't know what the date of this picture was, but this shows where the highest concentrations of deep underground military bases and the underground tunneling, what could be termed subterranean cities, entire cities underground, where, yes, aliens live. It is unknown how many that are there, but one of the things I came across when I was looking for pictures, I just looked up pictures of DUMBs, and I was grabbing a bunch, which you will see, but this one caught my eye. So much so that I zoomed in on it. That was when I started to notice, first of all, the person with the blue shirt with the backpack is clearly standing still, whereas whatever is behind him is anything but standing still. It is as though it moved very quickly, and it seems as though it noticed that it was being photographed. I tried zooming in even more, and you can see with this one it started to get pixelized, so I knew I couldn't zoom in any further. But this is just something that is extremely weird. There are pictures from the document that I am reading from that I'm going to be showing you, but as far as weirdness, this is at the top of the frickin' list of holy crap, this is weird. But I hope you enjoy. Dulce Base. The following material comes from people who know the Dulce underground base exists. They are people who worked in the labs, abductees taken to the base, people who assisted in the construction, intelligence personnel, NSA, CIA, etc., and some specific UFO inner Earth researchers. This information is meant for those who are seriously interested in the Dulce Base. For your own protection, be advised to use caution while investigating this complex. An ongoing investigation made by JB3. The Dulce Base. This facility is a genetics lab and is connected to Los Alamos via tube shuttle. Part of their research is related to the genetic effects of radiation, mutation, and human genetics. Its research also includes other intelligent species as well, alien biological life forms, entities. In the revised September 1950 edition of the Effects of Atomic Weapons, prepared for and in cooperation with the U.S. Department of Defense and the U.S. Atomic Energy Commission, under the direction of Los Alamos Scientific Laboratory, we read about how complete underground placement of bases is desirable. On page 381, there are apparently no fundamental difficulties in construction and operating underground various types of important facilities. Such facilities may be placed in a suitable existing mine, or site may be excavated for the purpose. Caught in the game. Centuries ago, surface people, some say the Illuminati, entered into a pact with an alien nation hidden within the earth. The U.S. government in 1933 agreed to trade animals and humans in exchange for high-tech knowledge and allow them to use undisturbed underground bases in the western USA. A specific group was formed to deal with the alien beings. In the 1940s, alien life forms, ALFs, began shifting their focus of operations from Central and South America to the United States. The continental divide is vital to these specific entities. Part of this has to do with the magnetic substrata, rock, and high-energy plasma states. See Beyond the Four Dimensions, Reconciling Physics, Parapsychology, and UFOs by Carl Brunstein, and also Nuclear Evolution, Discovery of the Rainbow Body Aura by Christopher Hills. This area was a very high concentration of lightning activity, underground waterways, and cavern systems, fields of atmospheric ions, etc. Whose planet is this? These specific aliens consider themselves native Terrans. They are an ancient race, descendants of reptilian human species, which crossbred with some of the more primitive uniterrestrial survivors. They are untrustworthy manipulators, mercenary agents from another extraterrestrial culture, the Dragos, who are returning to Earth, which was their ancient outpost before the coming of the original uniterrestrials, to try to use it as a staging area, which is not easy at all because it causes all the other 170 different alien species to want their share of the metagene secrets. But these alien cultures are in conflict over whose agenda will be followed for this planet, all while mind control is being used to keep humans in place. Artificially, of course, especially since the 40s. The Dulce Complex is a joint U.S. government and alien base. It was not the first one built with the aliens, and others are located in Colorado, Nevada, Arizona, Alaska, etc. The secret activity. About Dulce area. Troops went in and out of there every summer starting in 1947. The natives do recall that they also built a road right in front of the people of Dulce, and trucks went in and out for a long period. The road was later blocked and destroyed. The signs on the trucks were Smith Corp. Out of Paragosa Springs, Colorado. No such corporation exists now. No records exist. And I believe the base, at least the first one, was being built then under cover of a lumbering project who never hauled any logs at all, only big equipment. R&D and the military-industrial complex. The Rand Corporation became involved by doing a study for the base on geology around the nearby lakes. Most of the lakes near Dulce were made via government grants for the Indians. As such a completed grant, the Navajo Dam is a main source for conventional electrical power, with the second source in El Vado, which is also an underground entrance to the Dulce Base. Note, if Rand is the mother of think tanks, then the Ford Foundation must be considered the father. Rand's secret is not confined to reports, but on occasion extends to conferences and meetings. On page 645 of the Project Rand proceeds of Deep Underground Construction Symposium of March 1959, we read, just as airplanes, ships, and automobiles have given man mastery of the surface of the earth, tunneling, boring machines will give him access to the subterranean world. Note, in September 1983, issue of Omni, page 80, has a color drawing of the subterranean, the Los Alamos nuclear-powered tunnel machine that burrow through the rock, deep underground, by heating whatever stone it encounters into molten rock, magma, which cools after the subterranean machine has moved on. The result is a tunnel with a smooth glazed lining. These underground tubes are used by electromagnetically powered sub-shuttle vehicles, which can travel at great speeds. They connect the so-called hidden Empire sub-city complexes. Also, the top-secret project codenamed Noah's Ark uses the tube shuttles in connection with a system of over 100 bunkers and bolt holes which have been established at various places on Earth. They built the same type subterranean tunnels at the ultra top secret Moon and Mars bases as well. Many of these underground cities are complete with streets, sidewalks, lakes, small electrical cars, buildings, offices, and shopping malls. There were over 650 attendees of the 1959 Rand Symposium. Most were representatives of the corporation industrial state like General Electric Company, Hughes Aircraft Company, Sandia Corporation, Walsh Construction Company, Colorado School of Mines, AT&T, Northrop Corporation, Stanford Research Institute, the Bechtel Corporation, etc. Bechtel, pronounced Bechtel, is a super-secret international corporation octopus, founded in 1898. Some say the firm is now a shadow government, a working arm of the CIA. It is the largest construction and engineering outfit in the USA, the world, and some say beyond. The most important parts in the USA government are held by former Bechtel officers. They are part of the web an interconnected control system which links the trilateralists' plans, the CFR, and the Orders of Illuminism, Cult of the All-Seeing Eye, and other interlocking groups. Surviving the future. The Dulce facility consists of a central hub, the security section, and also some photo labs. The deeper you go, the stronger the security. This is a multi-leveled complex with over 3,000 cameras at various high security locations, i.e. exits and labs. There are over 100 secret exits near and around Dulce. Many around Archuleta Mensa, others to the south around Dulce Lake, and even as far east as Lindrith. Note, deep sections in the complex connect to natural cavern system. A person who worked at the base who had an Ultra 7B clearance reports the following. There may be more than 7 levels, but I know only of 7. Most of the aliens levels are 5, 6, and 7. Alien housing is on level 5. And you will see a picture of the bottom of this page. Overt and covert research with Dulce. As U.S. Energy Secretary John Harrington named the Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory and New Mexico's Los Alamos National Laboratory to house new advanced genetic research centers as part of a project to decipher the human genome. The genome holds the genetically coded instructions that guide the transformation of a single cell, a fertilized egg, into a biological being. The Human Genome Project may well have the greatest direct impact on humanity of any scientific initiative before the U.S. today, said David Shirley, director of the Berkeley Laboratory. Covertly, this research has been ongoing for years at Dulce Labs. Level number 6 at Dulce is privately called Nightmare Hall. It holds the genetic labs. Reports from workers who have seen bizarre experimentation are as follows. I have seen multi-legged humans that look half human, half octopus. Also reptilian humans and furry creatures that have hands like humans and cries like a baby. It mimics human words, and also huge mixture of lizard humans in cages. There are fish, seals, birds, and mice that can barely be considered those species. There are several cages and vats of winged humanoids, grotesque, bat-like creatures, about 3.5 to 7 feet tall, gargoyle-like beings, and draconi reptoids. Level number 7 is worse. Row after row of several humans and humanoids, hundreds, perhaps thousands, in cold storage. Here too are embryo storage vats of humanoids in various stages of development. I frequently encountered humans in cages, usually dazed or drugged, but sometimes they cried and begged for help. We were told they were hopelessly insane and involved in high-risk drug tests to cure insanity. At the beginning, we were told never try to speak to them at all. At the end, we believed that story. Finally, 1978, a small group of workers discovered the truth. It began the Dulce Wars, and a secret resistance unit was formed. Note, there are over 18,000 aliens at the Dulce Complex at this time. In late 1979, there was a confrontation over weapons. A lot of scientists and military personnel were killed. The base was closed for a while, but now is currently active again. Notes: 1. Human and animal abductions for their blood and other parts slowed in the mid-1980s, when the Livermore Berkeley labs began producing an artificial blood for Dulce and its sister complexes. 2. About the confrontation. Human and alien at Dulce. 82 people were killed between scientists and National Recon Group. The Delta Group, which is responsible for security of all alien-connected projects. There were also hundreds of others wounded people and 132 dead aliens. You will see a picture of the page that I'm looking at. This type of entity is one that abductees and contactees have seen in underground breeding facilities since 1963. They are bred by the thousands in the underground facility. The Dulce facility is the most well-known place that this activity occurs, although there are at least another 26 bases within the United States that have similar facilities. The Delta Group within the intelligence support activity have been seen with badges which have a black triangle on a red background. A delta is the fourth letter in the Greek alphabet. It has the form of a triangle and figures predominantly in certain messianic signs. You will see in front of you a picture of the page that I am looking at with the various symbols on it. It says, each base has its own symbol. The Dulce Base symbol is a triangle with the Greek letter tau, a T, within it. And then the symbol is inverted, so the triangle points down. The insignia of a triangle with 3 lateral lines has been seen on alien transport craft, the trilateral symbol. Other symbols mark landing sites of alien craft. Inside the Dulce Base, security officers wear jumpsuits with the Dulce symbol on the front upper left side. The standard hand weapon at Dulce is a flash gun, which is good against human and aliens. They use a retina reader for identification in substitution for an old ID cards. But the ID card readers are still used in card slots for the doors and elevators, which had the Dulce symbol above the photo ID. After the second level, everyone is weighed in the nude, then given a uniform. Visitors are given one off-white uniform. In front of all sensitive areas are retina readers and scales built under the doorway by door control. The clearance is checked, identity is checked, and also the weight. Any possible change over 2 pounds and a security yellow is alerted. No one without a specific clearance or authorization is allowed to carry anything into or out of sensitive areas. All supplies are put through a screen conveyor system. The alien symbol language, Gray and Nordic, appear a lot in the facility. During the construction of the facility, which was done in stages over many years, the aliens assisted in the design and the construction materials. Many of the things assembled by workers were of a technology they could not understand, yet nowadays it is a different story. It would function when fully put together. Example, the elevators have no cable. They are controlled magnetically. The magnet system is inside the walls. There are no conventional electronical controls. All is controlled by advanced magnetics. That includes a magnetically induced photophoric illumination system. There are no regular light bulbs, and all exits are magnetically controlled. Note, if you were to place a large electromagnet on the entrance, it will activate an immediate interruption. They will have to come and reset the system and blow away your head if they catch you. The town of Dulce. The area around Dulce has had a high number of reported animal mutilations. The government and aliens use the animals for environmental tests, psychological warfare on people, etc. The aliens also wanted large amounts of organic material for genetic research, nutritional and other reasons. In the book, E.T. and the UFOs, They Need Us, We Don't Need Them, was an original idea for one title, but not my personal choice, by Virgil Posty Armstrong. He reports how his friends Bob and Sharon stopped for the night in Dulce and went out to dinner. They overheard some local residents openly and voicefully discussing extraterrestrial abductions of the townspeople for the purpose of experimentation. The ETs were taking unwilling human guinea pigs from the general populace of Dulce and implanting devices in their heads and bodies. The townspeople were frightened and angry, but didn't feel they had any recourse since the ETs had our government's knowledge and approval. Recently, participants in a field investigation of the area near Arculeta, Massa, and were confronted by two small hovering spheres. They all became suddenly ill and had to leave the area. Several Dulce residents are not naturally from this area. Single people and even couples with children have just come to town of Dulce since 1948. Generations of frozen agents occupied in suspect positions, like at work in a gas station, drugstore, bar, restaurant, etc. They're there to listen and report anything which violates their limit of security. Always in the town of Dulce. You never know who is who. Mind manipulation experiments. The Dulce Base has studied mind control implants, biopsy units, ELF devices capable of mood, sleep, and heartbeat control, etc. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, is using these technologies to manipulate people. They establish the projects, set priorities, coordinate efforts, and guide the many participants in these undertakings. Related projects are studied at Dulce Base by the Jason Group of the 55 scientists from 38 specific scientific areas. They have secretly harnessed the dark side of technology and hidden the beneficial technology from the public. Other projects take place at Area 51, at Groom Lake in Nevada, codenamed Dreamland, which is an ongoing projects repository and establishment for just some of the following: electromagnetic intelligence, ELMINT, Code Empire, Code EVA, Prometheus Project, Hybrid Intelligence System Program, HIS, BW/CW, Infrared Intruder Systems Project, IRIS, BIPAS, BIPAS, and Rep-Tiles. The studies on level number 4 at Dulce include human/alien aura research, as well as all aspects of dream, hypnosis, telepathy, etc. They know how to manipulate the bioplasmic body of humans. They can lower your heartbeat with deep sloop delta waves, induce a static shock, then reprogram via a brain-computer link. They can introduce data and programmed reactions into your mind. Information impregnation, the dream library. We are entering an era of technologicalization of psychic powers. This means the development of techniques to enhance man and machine communications. Nanotechnology, biotechnology, micro-machines, Psi-War, PSI War, electronic dissolution of memory, EDOM, radio-hyponic intercerebral control, RHIC, as well as various forms of behavioral control via chemical agents, ultrasonics, optical frequencies, electromagnetic EM frequencies, which are directed to the physics of consciousness. Better living through biotech. The development of biotechnologies will mean a revolutionary change in the life of every human being on Earth now. Warning: fascism is corporatism. We have passed the point of no return in our interaction with alien beings. We are guaranteed a crisis, which will persist until the final revelation or conflict. The crisis is here, global and real. We must mitigate or transform the nature of the disasters to come. And come they will. Knowing is half the battle. Advice: read the book Cosmic Conspiracy by Stan Deyo, D-E-Y-O. The Phantom Empire, Above the Law. The Dulce Base is run on a board. The chairman of the board is John Harrington. Jim Baker of Tennessee is the NSA/CIA link to Dulce. House Speaker Jim Wright of Dallas, Texas, the nation's third highest office, is the treasurer at Dulce. There is currently a power struggle going on as Representative William Thomas, Republican California, put it. Part of Jim Wright's problem is he fails to understand what's equitable and fair. It's the arrogance of power, even among his fellow Democrats. Many find Wright to be uncomfortable. Wright's operating style leaves him vulnerable. Most meetings of the Dulce board are held in Denver, Colorado, and Teos, New Mexico. Former New Mexico Senator Harrison, publicly known as the last man on the moon Schmidt, has full knowledge of Dulce. He was one of 7 astronauts to tour the base. In 1979, he held an animal mutilation conference in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This was used to locate researchers and determine what they had learned about the links between the mute operations and the alien/government deals. Senator Bryan of Nevada knows about the ultra secrets at Dreamland and Dulce. So do many others in the government. This is what the UFO researchers are up against, so be careful. They have killed people to keep this information secret, and by reading this document, you now know more than they want you to know. Well, you know what they say, you only live once. Anyway, to continue this, they also have underwater bases off the coast of Florida and Peru. More detailed information will be released by the government following the plan of preparation for the global alien revelation in the very near future. Photos, videotapes, documents, etc. will be released. Watch for agents among you now. After all, a fascist group within this country had John Kennedy assassinated and got away with it. Look to the links within the larger umbrella, the web of a fascist totalitarian secret police state within the Pentagon. JCS DIA Division 5 of the FBI, DISC/DIS, and CIA. Note: Defensive Investigative Services, DIS. Their insignia is a composite of the sun's rays, a rose, and a dagger, symbolizing the search for information, trustworthiness, and danger. The following diagram of a process of creation of artificial hybrids at level 7 at the Dulce Complex. You will see this in front of you because there's no way I'm going to be able to describe what you're seeing. But there is definitely what looks like an alien language, as well as a DNA code or DNA string. I don't know what it all means, but in very small writing, main formula for creation of bioreplicas using human cells, and at the bottom corner, all alteration made by acceleration of human DNA by Inorgo Fields AT342.5 radius power. If anyone understands that, please drop a note in the comments section. I have no idea. It was hard enough just reading that small print. Some kinds of alien life forms we know about. The U.S. government has conducted autopsies on alien cadavers. Gray psychology and anatomy. The most significant alien specimens which have been available to autopsy have been the gray types. The approximate height of most specimens are between 3.5 and 4.5 feet. The head, by human standards, is larger in comparison with the body. Facial features show a pair of eyes described as large, sunken, or deeply set, far apart, distended, more than a human's, a slightly slanted as oriental or mongoloid, no ear lobes or apertures on the sides of the head were visible. The nose is vague, One or two small holes have been identified as nostrils. The mouth area is described as a small slit or fissure. In some cases, there is no mouth at all. It appears not to function as a means for communication or for alimentation. The neck is an area described as being thin, in some cases not being visible at all because of the tightly knit garment. Most observers describe these humanoids as being hairless. Some of their bodies recovered have a slight hair patch on the top of the head. Others appear with what appears to be a silver skull cap. There were no breathing attachments or communication devices. This suggests telepathy with higher intelligence. In one case, there was an opening in the right frontal lobe area revealing a crystalline network. This network implies the development of some sort of third brain. We also found a spherical object which was more or less 1 centimeter in size and was linked with the crystalline network. We theorize that this is a device for amplification of their brain waves, which means they are not capable of psychic activity without this spherical device. This information is also included in the Yellow Book. The arms are described as long and thin, reaching down to the knees. The palms each contained 4 fingers with no thumbs. 3 fingers are longer than the others. Some are very long, others are very short. No description is available for the legs and feet. Some pathologists indicate that the section of the body was not developed as we would anticipate, showing that some of these beings were adapted to life in the water. According to most observers, the skin is gray. Some claim it to be beige, tan, or pinkish gray. No reproductive organs or capabilities were discovered. No phallus or womb. This suggests cloning is the current reproductive method, which had been mentioned in other sources. The humanoids appear to be a mold, sharing identical racial and biological characteristics. There is no blood as we know it, but there is a fluid which is grayish in color. Uniterrestrial, code UNA. 7 ancestral alien races that started our civilization here. Some of the unanswered questions about the human evolution started centuries ago when dinosaurs struck a mission involving 7 different alien races to Earth. The information was received from Project Genesis 3. And you will see a picture of the white race, black race, yellow race, blue race, green race, red race, gold race. You're going to see this page in front of you and the other with it that goes into the details regarding each of the races that you saw in the previous picture. Anthropological description of each race of aliens. White race, Altar. Relative range of absolute visual magnitude +2. Carbon humanoid life form. Kingdom animal. Phylum Vertebrata. Orbs. Class Magnalia humanoid biped. Order Primata. Family Hominid, I assume hominid. No subfamily Genus, species, Homo altar. Black race. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. It's Quizan and QAL''AT. Binary. Relative range of absolute visual magnitude plus 7E. Carbon humanoid life form, kingdom animal, phylum vertebrae, class Mammalia, order Primata, family Hominoid, subfamily QAL''ALT, ATZOID, genus, species, Homo, whatever the hell that Q word is. Yellow race. It's spelled TUTAKAL. Binary. The visual magnitude is the same as above, 7 plus 7E. Carbon humanoid life form, kingdom animal, phylum vertebrae. Orbs, class Mammalia, same order as the others. Family, same as the others. Subfamily Tecopazoid. Genus, species, Homo, I guess, whatever that T word is. Blue race. KASIMAR. The visual magnitude plus 5. Carbon human life form. Kingdom animals. The phylum, same as the other. Class, same as the other. Order, same as the other. Family, same as the others. Subfamily Mermantis Kismarzoid. Genus, species, Homo Kissamar. Green race, K''US, USHUL. You'll see this in front of you, so if you can pronounce this stuff, you're better than I am. And the absolute visual magnitude plus 7E. I would assume that is a hell of a lot better than human eyes. Kingdom the same, phylum the same, class the same. Order, family, same. Subfamily, you'll see that in front of you. I can't pronounce it. Same with the species. And genus, I can't pronounce that shit. Red race, AHZDAR. Relative visual magnitude plus 5. Carbon humanoid life form. Kingdom animal. Phylum same, class the same, order the same, family the same. Subfamily, you can see that. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this stuff. Gold race, or golden race. Capsin, Jason, and Pegan. Trinary, relative visual magnitude plus 7E. Carbon human life form, kingdom animal, phylum the same, class the same, order same, family, you see that in front of you, no subfamily, genus, species, Homo Cassapian, Jason, and Pagan, or Pagan. And you will see this page as well, mission, skills, and assessment, because the mission says genetic research and colonization of third planet Terra, of star Sol, our sun, of the Milky Way galaxy, and a word I've never seen before. Status, out to control, group, and you'll see those. Sequence of mission A, division of the area looks more like their original planets. Division of Terra, Mars, and Phaethon. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's what they call our moon. I don't know. B, Research with Earth reptilians caused a mutation now called the dinosaurs. C. Research with mammalia mutations. D. Erased, killed off dinosaurs. E. Crisis at Star Sol, our sun. F. Destruction of the original mission. G. Survivors of the mental problems left from the destruction of mission. H. War between survivors. I. Destruction of Phaethon, creation of asteroid belt. Van Allen asteroid belt. J. Survivors. K. Survivors separated and created the ancient civilizations known as Lemuria and Atlantis. L. Homo sapiens, Homo mermantis, and Homo interior coexist on Earth with survivors. M. New aliens landing by the dominant gray and Nordic races. And you will now see the picture of mission star map code UNA recovered from a crashed alien ship, and it's a whole lot of, I guess, an alien language or something. I don't recognize it, but it looks like a map of some sort. You'll see that in front of you. From the research that I've done into the DUMBs, deep underground military bases, the information that I have found says that there are over 10,000 DUMBs worldwide. I will have had pictures of various of these throughout this video. If you enjoy what I do, consider donating, as that will help to ensure that I can keep making content like this. But feel free to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Talk to you later, people.